What's up YouTube? My name is Jason. This is Pat. We're Mach 1 Barbell. Today we're going to be talking about some good warm-up tips that you can utilize if you have certain deficiencies in your snatch technique. We notice a lot of common mistakes within our population, and we want to talk about those with you today because you might experience them yourself. And we have some good ideas that you can implement in your specific warm-up that might be able to help fix that routine. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. First thing we're going to talk about common mistakes for Snatch. That's right. So first common mistake we're going to be addressing is not enough high pull. So if you're the type of person that snatches and the bar comes away from you and not keeping it close to your body, kettlebell swinging it, what are you doing? All right, let's fix that. So let's get into some good exercises you can implement to fix that. All right, so Coach Pat, can you demonstrate exactly what we were talking about? If you're rainbowing your snatches and your barbell is coming all the way out in front of you, what does that look like? So when you're coming up, your kettlebell swinging your snatch, your catch is all off balance. If this is you, then we want you to try a couple of exercises to implement as you're building up on your barbell and building up to what your working sets are. So what Pat's going to demonstrate, it's going to be a slow concentric high pull. That just basically means taking your time, feeling out the positions, resetting at the hip, and going through a hip snatch. So Coach Pat, take it away. He's coming up. Nice clear of the knees in that first pull, pulling straight up, elbows coming up nice and high, making sure that bar is staying nice and close from the hips. He's dipping, dropping under for that hip snatch. So let's see that full speed. There you go. And that's a really simple set of exercises you could implement to really improve your bar path if your barbell is coming out in front of you in your snatch. Do this as you're building up weight on the bar. So you don't just have to do it with an empty barbell. You can start to build up to whatever your working set for the day is. Common mistake number 2 for the snatch is going to be early on the toes, okay? So if as you're pulling the bar off the ground to your hips, you're coming on your toes early in your hip extension, or maybe if you're even dipping back on your heels and you're losing your midfoot, that can cause the bar trajectory to fall off. So we want to fix that, okay? So now we're going to get into a different set of specific warm-up exercises you can implement to help you keep grounding through the midfoot. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a lot of slow controlled exercises for first pulls and second pulls. So Coach Pat, take it away. We're setting up with our barbell, mid shin height. Again, we want to do these exercises as build up working sets. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do 5 reps of from the shin to that first pull position. So getting those shins vertical, focusing on corkscrewing your feet into the floor, gripping those toes nice and tight. As you're going through these 5 reps, your quads should be on fire, okay? What we're doing is we're focusing on driving into the floor. For getting a vertical shin, notice how the chest angle stays the same throughout the entirety of the movement. After you get 5 reps of your first pull, you're going to work on getting through that transition, getting your hips under the bar, but staying in that midfoot. We don't want to go any sort of like rock back from the toes to the heels. So Coach Pat's doing a really good job. Pat, can you demonstrate a really bad second pull? So that's really, really bad. But you can even see, even before he over-exaggerated that extension, his toes lifted up off the floor. So can you demonstrate that one more time for us? Toes lifted up, loss of the midfoot, okay? That's getting into the heels. That's gonna force that barbell to go outward instead of upward. So again, one more time, can you show us that nice, let's see, 2 reps of a first pull, 2 reps of a second pull, nice and slow. Corkscrewing the feet, gripping the ground with the toes, nice and hard, nice and slow. Good, 2 reps of that first pull, 2 reps of that second pull, focusing on that rebend of the knees, getting the hips under the barbell, barbell's brushing the thighs, staying in the midfoot the whole entire time. Do these as you're warming up into your working set, really get those feet nice and strong and activated. All right, common mistake number 3 we're gonna get into is getting it in the hole. All right, what are we talking about? We're talking about getting ass to grass, getting in the basement, catching low, power or nah. All right, if you tend to catch power too often, maybe when not prescribed and you're not getting down nice and low, all right, we want to fix that. We want to only do power snatches or power cleans when prescribed. Otherwise, we're just facilitating a bad habit. So how do we get stronger and more adept at getting in the hole? Let's get into that right now.
Only about 100 yards from where Weightlifting hold that putt. The way his head is facing at the moment. Now, up the hill.
Last one, best one. Let's fix those mistakes, all right? So we're talking getting in the hole. Here are a couple exercises you could do to prime your body to make sure you're hitting the basement, getting ass to grass. So the first thing we're gonna do, Coach Pat's gonna demonstrate, is going to be a snatch balance. Probably an exercise you've heard of. You're gonna start with the barbell on your back. You're gonna make sure you have a nice tight grip on the bar, elbows right under the barbell, lats nice and tight, core engaged, butt squeezed. We're gonna be dipping in the heels. We're dipping in the heels to make sure that the bar stays over the midfoot as we're dipping down, and we're keeping that chest nice and upright. We're gonna dip in the heels, explode, launching the bar overhead, and then push your body down with your arms. So Coach Pat, take it away. So you notice how fast he got under the bar. That was because he didn't push the bar overhead. This is really heavy weight for Pat, but he's not going for that overhead press PR. He's going for the speed by pushing his body down and underneath, all right? You're trying to meet SpongeBob at the bottom of the sea. Get down there as fast as you can. All right, one more time with that snatch balance. Dip in the heels, nice tight core, dip, punch under, lock those elbows, everything's nice and tight, and we're good. All right, another exercise you can implement is going to be the SOTS press. So SOTS press is basically a fancy way of saying squat down with the bar on your back and press the bar overhead. So the purpose of this, I know we just talked about not pressing the bar, but we're trying to develop and strengthen the muscles of the rotator cuff, the rear delt, the serratus, and the lats as we press the bar over the head. So we're developing that strength. That's gonna help facilitate a really good, strong catch position. So we're getting in the bottom of the squat. We're holding here, we're making sure that the abs are nice and tight, knees driving out, glutes engaged. We're still rooting those feet into the floor, knuckles pointed up, elbows under the bar, and we're pressing directly upward, bars coming off the back. See, that's a nice strong press, and we're facilitating and emulating that good catch position of the barbell, okay? So you could couple either the SOTS press or the snatch balance, even with a few overhead squats to just reinforce that positioning. And that'll be a really, really good specific warm-up for you. Really get your body used to getting in the hole, and don't rush these, and don't worry about doing too little. You can go through 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of empty bar before you start to ramp up with this one. Really facilitate and engage that bottom position. That's gonna set you up real nicely once you get into your working sets. All right, so those are our 3 common mistakes we were addressing today for the snatch. If you feel like you have any sort of mistakes that you didn't feel like we addressed today, leave a comment down below. We'll make a video about how you can correct that issue also. If you did find the video helpful and you liked it, make sure you hit the like button. Follow us on social media at Mach1 Barbell, the #1 on both Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you hit that big flashy red subscribe button if you like the content that you saw today and you're looking forward to seeing more of our handsome faces teaching you how to Olympic lift properly. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Boom!